Yeah, getting back, getting back to it after the holiday. After having that loss of Cincy, we've just been working, and we're just, to me, this is a process, and it's a process of just getting better and better each day. But as we do that, I'm extremely excited, about this week, and getting the opportunity to play a really good Mississippi State team early, a top 25 team, that's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it, and I know the guys are as well. So we have great opportunities ahead of us. Again, nothing changes here. It's going to be one practice, one game at a time, and big picture is continuing to get better on both sides of basketball.
Was the 5 days off a good time for you to get in a lot of teaching and get those guys up to date what you are looking for moving forward?
Yeah, it's going to be a continuous process. Like I said, I'm always teaching, and they're always learning. Because they're learning a different, style of play. They're learning a different style of coaching, different methods. That's just how it is. So each and every day, it's a process. But they're picking things up. They are getting better. You can see it. And the thing is as we continue, our best basketball is ahead of us. I really believe that. The score didn't indicate it, but we played a really good first half. We fell apart, early in the second half, and we couldn't score. We couldn't stop the bleeding, and those things happen. Like I told the fellas, here's the reality of it. I lost by 63 points to the Indiana Pacers when I was in the pros, and I was in Portland. We had a really good team. I lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers in Portland with a really good team by 59 points. And we still won 50-plus games. 1 point loss, 30-point loss. They only count as one loss. So we got to let that go. We got to put that behind us and move forward. And so it's always the psyche and the fragileness of guys that you're trying to get back, and you're trying to make sure that they understand that it was one loss and just that.
How is their psyche then? Do you feel like they?
I think, yeah, we're good. No, we're good. And I think, they'll bounce back, and our effort and our energy is always going to be the rallying cry. And, I've talked about that even early on, and I want that to be much better, obviously. But those are two things that you can't really teach and you can't really coach. You can coach execution on both sides of the ball, but energy and effort has to be a willingness and a next play mentality. Whether we turn the ball over, whether we miss a shot, we got to be able to sprint back down the court. We got to be able to lock into what we're doing. We got to be able to know who the shooters are. We got to be able to, shot goes up, especially against a Mississippi State team. We got to know we got to put a body on somebody. We can't have what I like to call those bad play hangovers. We can't have that moving forward. I think that's been an Achilles heel for us, all season. And it's one thing that we've talked about, and one thing that we're trying to get better at.
You got buyback and threw him into the lineup.
Yeah.
And obviously, tough first game in college against a good Cincinnati team. Kind of, how did you feel like he knocked that rust off and got out there for the first time?
Well, I think he did well. Other than turnovers, I expected it. That's why I threw him out there. My thing is that people say, hey, get a couple practice. I'm like, he didn't hurt his knee and he didn't hurt his ankles. He didn't hurt his leg, didn't hurt none of that. It was a hand injury. So he's been conditioned. He's been doing a lot of things, and getting back on the court for him, getting bumps, getting hit. I think that was big, but you could see in that short sample size what we had been seeing before he got hurt. I thought he made some plays that you just don't see. And I'm excited about him to keep moving forward. So the biggest thing for him, and what I've been telling him, what the staff has been telling him moving forward is, just slow down, be patient, let the game come to you. So I look forward to his growth as a player for sure.
Is he that energy guy, that rebounder that you're looking for to add to the mix?
Well, I wouldn't even call him an energy guy. He just plays with a lot of energy. That's just who he is. You could see it. He plays with a lot of bounce. He does a lot of great things on the floor. I don't like putting pressure on a lot of kids, but personally, from where I come from, like, he looked like the best player on the floor that just needed a little bit more time. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, the things that he was doing. You know, he's a guy that has a high ceiling. He plays with energy. I think it will be contagious, but more importantly, you know, he plays the right way. Even his turnovers, it was, you know, trying to play the right way. So.
With Lance, is there any update, kind of timetable on him yet?
Still don't have an update on Lance. I feel bad for him, you know, because I know he wants to be out there, and you know, hopefully he'll be back soon. But I don't have a timetable on him. He's continuing to come in, get treatment, you know, shoot shots and everything. But you know, again, it's those knick-knack injuries. You know, sometimes those are the things that hurt the most, you know, without people knowing. So. You know, with him, it's going to be, for me, more importantly, how he feels and when he's comfortable coming back. When he's ready to come back, he can come back.
Do you have an update on Tafara as well? He didn't travel right with you guys to Cincinnati.
Yeah, he was just cleared for full contact today. So he's back. Today was his first practice. What tomorrow looks like for him, I don't know, you know, but he's cleared to play, and it's good to have him back, and glad to see him doing in good spirits now.
When you go back and look at film of games, do you look at, you know, points in the game where you're playing well and who those combinations are out there?
For sure. I mean, you do that a lot. You know, still trying to find out who my team is, what our identity is going to be. I know what I would like it to be over a period of time, in the course of time, but it's not enough sweat equity in the program yet to get to that point. So right now, you know, just trying to still find out what I got, what are the best combinations, and you know, hopefully before the new year have a full team, full roster, so you know I can really see what it looks like.
Big week, I mean, with 2 ranked opponents coming in here. Is that a point of emphasis at all for the team, or is it not something you talk about yet?
I mean, I think everybody's, you know, circled the calendar, so to say that we haven't looked at it, we haven't talked about it collectively, but to say that we haven't looked at it, because I think where I sit and how I am is this, again, it's a day by day, practice by practice, get to the first game, Mississippi State. Really good team, really scrappy, you know, really tough mentally. You know, Jans is a good coach. Watched him from afar for years. I know they'll take on his personality, and we got to be ready to play. You know, so I'm looking forward to see how we respond, especially to the physicality, and how we responded in the second half. We didn't really respond. So it'll be interesting to see how we come back and play these guys here on Tuesday.
With the shooting and the offense, the guys just need to see the ball going at this point and get a little confidence going there.
Well, I would like to see us share the ball a little bit more. If you look at the first game, I think we went from 20 to 17, you know, like 11 to like 6 or 7 assists. Like, you can't do that. We're going the other way. I don't think we've been sharing the ball, so I think it bleeds into our shot selection, which bleeds into our field goal percentage. I think that the one thing that I take away from Cincinnati on the offensive end that we did do was I thought we got to the free throw line and we made free throws. So I think that we'll get better in that area. But again, the one thing for me is we got to share the ball, because, you know, it all bleeds into different areas, you know, and, you know, the other thing is we can't turn the ball over, obviously. So when you have live ball turnovers, especially on the road, it kills you.
Not sharing the ball, did that lead to all the times where the shot clock was down to 2-3 seconds, and that leads to 4 shots?
Well, I don't think that leads to poor shots more than an awareness of the shot clock itself. Somebody has to have an awareness, and we didn't have that. You know, I'm not going to put too much into it. Like I said, for me, like, you know, it's the 4th game of the season. It's a small sample size, and we had a bad half. You know, I didn't think we had a bad game. We had a bad half. And so we can clean those things up, but what we got to do is we got to share the ball. We can't turn the ball over. We got to execute the game plan, and I think that's the most important thing for me.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir. All right, y'all.